Welcome to Tirumala Vaibhavam YouTube channel. Today we will dive into another spiritual story. Do subscribe and like the video for more such deep spiritual content.
Welcome. Let's journey together into the heart of the Bhagavad Gita, to a chapter that really marks a huge shift in consciousness. This is where the path of the heart, full of devotion and feeling, merges with the path of the mind, clear, sharp, and still. We're moving from love to wisdom, and in that process, we come face to face with the biggest question of all.
Just take a second and really ask yourself that. What are you? Are you this body you see in the mirror? You know, the one that's always changing? It was a baby once, it'll be old one day. Or maybe you're that constant stream of thoughts, those feelings that come and go like clouds in the sky. What about that little feeling of I that's always there? Is that you? Or is the real you something deeper, something that time can't touch? Chapter 13 isn't about just thinking about the answer. It's about discovering it for yourself.
Okay, so let's get into this. To really get what Chapter 13 is about, you have to know where we've just been. The last few chapters, especially Chapter 12, were all about Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. It's all about surrendering your heart, building a relationship with the divine based on pure love and faith. But the Gita, well, it's a complete roadmap to freedom. And it knows that for love to really set you free, it has to be paired with wisdom. And that's where this great shift happens.
Now, what's so cool about this is the balance it shows. We're being guided from bhakti, the way of the heart, to jnana, the way of knowledge. And it's not like we're leaving devotion behind, it's more like we're completing it. It's almost like Krishna is saying, okay, you've learned to love with everything you've got. Now it's time to understand the nature of reality and your own true self. So that emotional surrender gets a foundation of philosophical inquiry. Your relationship with God gets even deeper when you can discern who you really are. Faith and love become totally unshakable when they're backed by real wisdom. And so, the chapter kicks off with a question from Arjuna, which is pretty typical. But here, he's not just a warrior having a crisis anymore. He's become the seeker in all of us. He's asking the questions we all have deep down. He asks Krishna to explain two key ideas: Prakriti, which is material nature, and Purusha, which is spirit. Basically, he's asking to finally get the difference between the world we experience and the one inside us who's doing the experiencing.
Krishna's answer is just brilliant. It's so systematic, and it reveals so much. He starts by defining the stage where this whole drama of life plays out, and he gives it a name, the Kshetra, which literally means the field.
So here's the key idea. The field is everything that can possibly be experienced, everything you can observe. And it starts with the most obvious thing, this physical body. This body is like our own little plot of land, the primary field we've been given in this life. But the field doesn't stop there. It expands out to include the entire material universe. It is everything that is seen, everything that is known, everything that is perceived. And this is where Krishna's definition gets really mind-blowing. The field isn't just the outside world. You know, the 5 great elements that make up all matter? Look closer. It also includes the very tools we use to experience life. Our intellect, our ego, that sense of I am this, and our mind. The senses we use to see and hear, and the things we sense, sounds, textures, sights, they're all part of the field. And here's the kicker. Even our deepest feelings, our desires, our dislikes, our moments of joy and sadness, Krishna says those are also just things happening in the field. They are things being observed. They are not you.
So, if the body, the mind, the emotions, if all of that is the field, the thing being observed, then it begs the question, right? Who is doing the observing? Who is aware of all this stuff? And that brings us to the second and really the most sacred concept of this chapter, the Kshetrajna.
The Kshetrajna is the knower of the field. Think of it as the light of pure consciousness that lights up every single one of your experiences. It's the silent, still witness that watches all the nonstop activity of your body and your mind. This is your true self. This is the soul. It doesn't do anything, it doesn't change, it's never affected by what's going on, it simply knows. It's the awareness in which every thought, every feeling, every sensation just appears and disappears.
This right here, this is the heart of the whole chapter. The field, your body, your mind, the whole setup is temporary. It's born, it changes, it eventually goes away. But the knower, the soul, is eternal, indestructible. The field is always in flux, always changing. The knower is forever the same.
The field is the object, the scene. The knower is the ultimate subject, the seer. You're not the movie playing on the screen. You are the calm, silent awareness watching the movie.
And in this incredibly powerful line, Krishna defines what true knowledge actually is. It's not about collecting a bunch of facts about the world. It's not about being a genius. True knowledge, the kind of wisdom that sets you free, is simply this: clearly and directly understanding the difference between the field and the knower of the field. If you know that, you know everything that truly matters. And this isn't just some deep philosophical idea. I mean, to really get this distinction in your bones is to hold the key to freedom. Think about it. Why do we suffer? It's because we get confused and we identify with the field. We think we are the body when it gets sick. We think we are the mind when it feels anxious. We think we are the ego when it gets hurt. Liberation is just the process of untangling our identity from all that temporary stuff and plugging it back into our true nature as that eternal, peaceful knower.
Krishna then lays out how to get there. To even perceive this subtle truth, he says, the mind has to be prepped. It needs to be pure, calm, and clear. And he lists these qualities that aren't just good virtues, they're actually the requirements for wisdom. Things like humility, because pride is the main thing that keeps us stuck in our false identity. Non-violence, which just naturally happens when you start to see that same knower in everybody. Self-control and detachment, those are what keep you from getting washed away by all the drama happening in the field. These qualities help you find that inner stillness you need to actually notice the silent seer inside.
And what's absolutely amazing is how this ancient spiritual map of reality is still so relevant today. This fundamental difference between consciousness, the observer, and the material world, the thing being observed, is a mystery that scientists and philosophers are still wrestling with at the very edges of what we know.
For instance, in one really fascinating interpretation, some thinkers are using the language of advanced math to explore these exact ideas. They imagine the kshetra, the field, as a kind of multidimensional psychic field, and the knower, the kshetrajna, is modeled as a kind of current that creates patterns in that field. In this model, even big human experiences like love and hate can be described mathematically as different kinds of interference, either constructive or destructive, between these soul currents. It just goes to show how the deepest questions can be explored through very different languages, whether it's ancient Sanskrit or modern physics.
But here's the thing. Whether we come at this through faith, philosophy, or science, the goal is exactly the same. The point isn't to build a complicated theory, but to have a simple, profound experience. It's that life-changing moment when you realize that your true identity isn't the chaotic landscape of your experiences, but the silent, peaceful, and eternal witness that's aware of it all.
So let's just boil this all down. What's the essential wisdom that Krishna is giving Arjuna and giving all of us in this chapter? It really comes down to a few clear, powerful ideas.
First, remember the two basic principles. The reality we experience is made up of two distinct things: the kshetra, the changing material field that is seen, and the kshetrajna, the eternal, unchanging consciousness that is the seer.
Second, the whole reason to learn this is for liberation. All of our pain and suffering comes from one mistake. We think we are the field. The moment you realize, really and truly realize, that you are the knower, that silent, eternal witness, you're free from the grip of attachment, free from the fear of change. You've anchored yourself in something permanent and peaceful.
And finally, this wisdom leads to this incredible state of freedom. The Gita gives this beautiful analogy for it. A liberated soul is like space. Space is everywhere. It holds the planets, the stars, everything. It touches everything, but it is never stained or scarred or changed by anything that happens inside it. And in that exact same way, a person who knows their true self can live fully in the world, engaged with everything, but remain inwardly untouched, calm, and free.
But this profound understanding leaves us with one more, even deeper mystery. If the knower, the pure soul, is really eternal and perfect and separate from this whole material field, then why is it here? What invisible forces are binding these two things together? What makes the eternal seer get tangled up in the temporary world of the seen to experience all its joys and sorrows? That is the crucial question that leads us right into our next exploration.
That was today's story. Please do like, share, and subscribe for more such interesting stories. Let's connect with another story. Till then, stay blessed.